Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for today's video. The topic of choosing a CRM or a marketing automation tool for you and your team is of critical importance. This is a decision that we see clients make every day pretty much. And very often the decision distills down to two of the leading providers in the space, Dynamics 365 between Customer Insights and Dynamics 365 Sales, as well as HubSpot. In this video, we're going to explore some of the key considerations that you should make when selecting a CRM and marketing automation tool for you and your team. One of the first considerations that you should make is your team's complexity and size. For many companies, having a simple solution that is intuitive, has a good user experience, but does not have all the complexity and maybe flexibility that you would see with an enterprise-grade solution is the key decision maker. Very often, we look at some of the best-in-class solutions and we think this is absolutely what we need to go for. But that's not always the case. Sometimes there's a lot of value in going with something agile and quick, easy to implement, such as HubSpot. This is the experience that we've had with some of our clients who are actually even Microsoft Dynamics partners. In these cases, they are selecting HubSpot simply because it is the easier solution to implement. It is maybe easier to use day to day, but they don't need all the complexity that they might get with Dynamics 365. On the other hand, some of the companies that we work with will select Dynamics 365 and opt to implement both Customer Insights and Dynamics 365 Sales to ensure that they have as much breadth as possible as they grow. There's no really wrong decision here. It fits exactly with what your team makeup is and the level of complexity that you're thinking you'll go to within the next 3 to 5 years. No one likes to have to re-implement within a few months after they implement, so you also have to consider not just the complexity of your team today, but also the level of complexity that you'll reach within the next few years. The next key consideration is, of course, around data. One of the key elements that we're going to think of beyond the people who are using the solution is what data you're putting into it. And so a key element that we look at with our clients is the level of data depth that they have and the complexity of the data sources that they're going to look at. If you are thinking about bringing in data from outside sources such as Sixth Sense or ZoomInfo or third-party marketplaces, it is a really good idea to look at what integrations you will have between your chosen CRM and marketing automation tools and those third-party data sites. One of the things that you would get with solutions such as Customer Insights is AI-powered data enrichment. This is something that is evolving in HubSpot. Of course, we've seen Breeze Intelligence come in, but at the same time, we have to consider the overall architecture of the solution. How embedded is this AI tool? How integrated is the data? And how open is the level of integration that it has with other solutions? One of the worst things that you can experience is data breakages, and then having to explain to your team why they didn't get their leads on time. And so ensuring that your solution has the right level of adaptability to your data, and you yourself being aware of what data you're going to put into the solution is probably the first step to make after ideating around what your team size and complexity is. The third item is something we've alluded to already, which is the platform fit and the ecosystem overall. Very often, IT teams will get involved in the decision to choose a CRM or a marketing automation tool because of how important this piece is. You don't want a solution that does not work with the rest of your ecosystem or maybe requires different levels of security, is not a fit with your industry. And so this is a really key consideration that you might not be able to answer alone if you are within one department. It's a really great idea to think about this with other stakeholders, such as your IT team, your sales team, your marketing team, but also others who might be interested in looking at your CRM and marketing automation tools. Consider what cloud solution you've elected to go with. Maybe there are efficiencies that you can have if everything is within the same cloud infrastructure. Also consider what additional solutions you might get in the future. Maybe you're not using something today, but you are interested in using a solution like a BDR tool that only integrates with one of these two platforms, or maybe a third platform that we're not talking about. So always make sure that you're considering not just your people, your data. Now we're introducing other solutions that are within your ecosystem and your stack. The fourth option is something that has absolutely become inevitable as of late within the world of RevOps and go-to-market, which is AI capabilities. Both of these solutions, HubSpot and Dynamics 365, offer really strong AI solutions. With HubSpot, you get access to Breeze Intelligence. You're able to see really strong data enrichment within the record. It's always hovering on the side, helping you, introducing information about your relationship so far, which can be really handy for teams that have multiple account executives or multiple people touching the same account. On the other hand, with Dynamics 365, we're seeing Microsoft focus a lot of their resources on AI. We've seen solutions such as Copilot Sidecar, we've seen Copilot Studio allow companies to create their own applications and their own agents, and we're seeing a lot more, not just within Dynamics 365, but also within Power Platform, that helps companies with intelligence that is built in. Neither of these options are ultimately wrong. It is more about what fit you're looking for. It's important to consider what security you will get with this AI, what level of support you will get, and what it's really designed to build. Not all AIs are created equal. Some are really specialized around content writing. If you are using the solution primarily to create emails or to create copy for your website or anything like that, it might be a good consideration to think, what is the level of writing that I will get from this AI like, and what am I actually looking for? On the other hand, agentic workflows are now also on the rise, and we're seeing them embedded more and more. And so if your solution is limited to content creation, you might want to sway away from that and focus more on the stronger pieces like agentic workflows and fully autonomous agents. The last piece we'll talk about is customizability, governance, and compliance. These are pieces that are really ingrained within your organization's DNA. Maybe you are a healthcare provider, and so for you, HIPAA compliance is really critical. Maybe you are in a jurisdiction such as us in Canada, where we have to comply with CASL. Maybe you have to comply with GDPR to a level that is different from most organizations, or you have a requirement for other compliance pieces. It's always critical to consider not just the impact that this solution can have on the organizations that are using it directly, but also the impact that it has on your whole company. A marketing automation tool and a CRM are really systems of record. And so ultimately you want to consider, does this database fit within the infrastructure that we've built for our company, and will it allow us to comply with ease? Ultimately, if you are a smaller team, the level of ease and the level of convenience is sometimes going to trump the level of flexibility and performance. And so really consider, does this fit within what I'm doing today? Will it stretch to fit with what I'm doing tomorrow? And is it easy enough for me to use? You don't want to have to customize things far beyond what is needed. But at the same time, if you are a larger enterprise or a more niche enterprise that requires a lot of customization, you want to ensure that your solution is capable of doing these things. And so you might have heard some of the themes that I've been alluding to, which is sometimes you're looking for a solution that is easier, quicker, more agile to implement, versus a solution that is more customizable, can fit a million different use cases. In general, these are the two buckets that we have for HubSpot and Dynamics 365 respectively. That's not to say that really large organizations cannot use HubSpot, nor really small organizations use Dynamics 365. But as a general guideline, this hopefully gives you a starting point that you can use and a bit of a roadmap to assess when you're making your decision. We hope this video helped you make your decision with confidence. If you still have any questions, or if you're interested in talking about your own scenario, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're more than happy to help.